You're watching my favorite YouTube channel. My name is Chill Monger. This is the quote I'm talking about. ScreenRant.com. Alana Smith came to me with the story idea last summer, but after I started working on the pitch, it became clear that there was interest from other creative teams in picking up the story. It was humbling and cool. Yep, it was. Yep. Because the knowing that we've got other people clawing for this story means that it's probably a good story. To see that this is coming from the editor, not the story writer saying, man, it'd be really cool if I got to write something. No, it's them saying, we're going to do this Champions Outlawed event. It will mean shit. Let's continue. So now it's creeping more toward becoming a complete status quo change for the Marvel universe. And I've connected with a couple of writers to think that they're gonna be what we're gonna be doing in other titles. Can't see where. Look, other Marvel writers are being spoken to. What does that mean? First of all, the Champions team has Miles and it's got Kamala. And when she says I'm going to speak to other writers, naturally the writers of that two books she's going to speak to, which is one guy. So that's a plural. Who are these other writers who she is talking to? Maybe Greg Pak. I know she's good with him. So Atlantis, Agents of Atlas, all that stuff may mean something here. All the stuff from the Avengers, seeing that Captain Marvel, Captain America were featured in Outlawed, will be featured in Outlawed. It hasn't come out yet. She's probably talking to Aaron. She could be talking to Zub with his Black Panther Agents of Wakanda. As she did her work with Riri Williams recently in Wakanda, it may mean something for future storylines. Maybe she's from the school of Donny Cates, where this man is okay. I see something on a sword. I'm gonna talk to Aaron and use that Thor storyline to get into the symbiotes. I'm gonna use Null. Let's see. To use Null, I'm gonna talk about him in my Venom comic book. Also, there's gonna be a Guardians of the Galaxy book I'm getting. Cool. I wrote Cosmic Ghost Rider. Cosmic Ghost Rider is part of that Guardians team. First issue of Guardians, we're gonna do a black hole where everyone goes through and everything, except for Beta Ray Bill who gets to come out. I'm gonna use Beta Ray Bill in my Thor. Also in that black hole, Silver Surfer Black. That's a story that I'm gonna use from the Guardians book, and he's gonna be in the past fighting with Null because that's all connected. Also, we're gonna feature Galactus in that story. And here, now that I'm writing Thor, I can use Beta Ray Bill and I can use Galactus and stuff that I mentioned earlier. You see how everything he touches, Cosmic Ghost Rider to Thanos wins, where he mentions at the end of Guardians 12, his death of the Inhumans gets referenced also with the way Lockjaw is used, all part of the same story. Ewing's probably thinking the same thing because she has a quote later on where she's like, "Yo, if you were paying attention, you would see that Wasp and Miles were in issue 6 and 7 of Ironheart. That wasn't just for nothing." So all this talk about Ironheart. Naturally, she's the Ironheart writer. Maybe she's gonna give her preferential treatment, and maybe that's what we're thinking. I haven't seen any artwork of her, Ironheart, in the issue 1 of this ongoing Champions Outlawed. Only thing I can say from memory is in the Champions Outlawed one shot, she was the one with the attitude, chewing gum, saying, "You got a problem," like having the attitude. So I'm sure when this law gets passed, she's gonna say, "Oh, cool, you guys passed a law to make what I do illegal. I guess I'm a criminal now. Bye. I'm not going to be part of this no more." That's the character progression of Ironheart, which means she's probably going to be off the book. But and this is just big assumptions. If she's off the book, every moment she spends away is storytelling being done with her without a single uh, note being written in the comic book mentioning her. Every moment she's not in the comic book makes us miss her more. And when she does show up and appear, it'll be way more impactful than if she was here the whole time. Let's look at Kamala. I saw a poster that said hashtag for Kamala and it had her face up. Well, how does everyone know her identity? That's significant. This is changing the status quo as it promises. I guess her identity comes out. Which mini rant. That's why I stopped reading Ms. Marvel with Saladin Ahmed. He made what's her name, G Willow Wilson's whole thing where the mom knows about Kamala. I thought in the first issue that he wrote of Ms. Marvel, your dad knows about Kamala. I'm not gonna keep this secret. I'm like, okay, cool, progression. And then a wizard, an alien, makes them forget, and all of a sudden we go back to like the beginning of the Ms. Marvel story. Before mom knows, before dad knows. I felt like that was a regression, and that's backwards. I want to see things move forward. That was one of the things that pissed me off with Ms. Marvel. It's kind of why I dropped it. You don't see me do reviews of it anymore. So to see that not even a full 12-month year later that Kamala is outed, or so it appears, it's like, what was the point of even hiding her identity if this was going to come out? Mini rant over. So we'll see what Kamala should still stay the leader. I don't care. Sam Nova, I don't know. He got his helmet back, so we're happy with him, and he's winning. It looks like Miles is going to be featured because some of the pages that were drawn by Simone Di Meo, um, relatively. I don't think I've read a single thing from her. It looked really good. She got Miles' fade at the back. She got that done. She got that down, and then we go to Dust. So this law that passes, what does it matter to her? She's Krakoan. If anything, she's Afghan and Krakoan. So this U.S. law that these makers would make has nothing to do with anything. But as Ewing says, she's talking to these other writers and seeing where they're going to be in a couple of months. Maybe she wants to coordinate something with Hickman because he's head of X. Maybe there's a story going on there where maybe, perhaps, no one has. So just a big maybe. And then we look at who are the other characters here. Wasp, I don't know, but everything we've seen from Ironheart may be something. Maybe Shuri is something meaningful. I know that Squirrel Girl is going to be in here because I saw pictures of her. That's what Captain Marvel, Captain America, and Spidey were looking at in that one cover, that variant. How is Captain Marvel going to play a factor in here? Like, the more heroes that we have in here, the more meaningful it is to Marvel Universe. And this is coming from the editor, Alana Smith, which means that it came from somewhere above, which means Feige maybe, perhaps maybe since Feige took over, he's the CEO now. Maybe this is him saying, about 7 years, we're gonna do a Champions film. Get your shit together. This is what you're gonna do. All the superhero-ness from kids is gonna be illegal. I want a second chance at my Civil War story. The first time we did it in the movie, it was about Cap and Iron Man, and we didn't really dig into this whole registration thing. And I want to be able to do that for the kids. You guys write that story now, and I'm gonna take the. No, he wouldn't be taking from them because he's the one introducing the idea hypothetically in this scenario. So he would. It would just be that correlation that we all need from movies and TV and comic book world, and TVs also. If they wanted to do a Champions web series on Disney Plus, so I'm up on this big time. From the artwork all the way to the writer who they chose to put on. As I scroll through the Screen Rant article, which I will provide a link to at the bottom of at the description box. I'm every other YouTuber now. Yeah, Squirrel Girl's in one of the covers. It's it's promising. It's a promising book, and I hope it goes more than 12. And if it doesn't, it'll just get renumbered and renewed because it feels like they've got it fixated inside of them that we're gonna do Champions properly. If survive that last cancellation, then so this thing's never going away. It'll just get keep renumbered and renumbered. It's just like X Force, except this time X Force is good. Chillmonger out.